Thank you. E2, public comment. Members of the public are invited to speak to the board about. So do we have any public speakers?
We have one public speaker,
Okay.
Mr. Michael.
3 minutes, please.
Mr. Michael Gonzalez.
Thank you very much, the board, superintendent. I'm here as a parent and also as a consultant through various county offices of ed, working through the California Department of Education. And I'm speaking more as a parent right now, but also I have that lens as the as a consultant through CDE. I am very, very pleased at where our district is relative to Common Core. My work takes me throughout the state of California, and I also do some work nationally, and I can tell you of all the districts with whom I'm familiar with, this district is ahead of most. I think Mr. Greer put it correctly. It's a very fluid situation. The landscape is changing daily. And you might ask yourself, if it's so fluid, why do we have to do it right away? And I would say this, is that what hasn't been mentioned, even though our presentation was comprehensive and it was excellent, what hasn't been mentioned is the number one reason we have to do it right away is we talk about the achievement gap between ethnic groups in America, but we forget that there's an achievement gap between America and the rest of the world. Before we instituted standards-based education nationally, we were 48th out of the top 50 industrialized countries in the world. America was 48th. Our standard of living was a result of our military might and our economic exploitation of others. And it's just simply not sustainable. And the only way for us to sustain our current standard of living was to immediately address it, and the Common Core was an effort of all 50 states to look at, from the perspective of teachers' unions, teachers, administrators, and parents, how can we best move ourselves forward so that we can close the gap between the United States of America and the rest of the world. It was a civil rights problem. It was an economic problem. It was also a national security issue. And so it's like asking, why do we have to implement these standards around child safety on certain kinds of equipment where there's medicine when you got kids that are taking medicine and they're getting sick and dying. So it's an emergency situation and it's an emergency issue. Obviously, in that kind of emergency, there can be many mistakes made, and the most common one will be communication. So I'm glad that the issue of collaboration came up today. I got great confidence in the way that this district has handled itself up until this point, and I'm sure they will continue in that vein and be more collaborative as well. Thank you.